Rajouri.
जय श्रीमान सुविधा रेखे चतुर्वेदी 25 RDSR सिग्नल रेजिमेंट श्रीमान बनारस
जैन साहब नाइट सुविधा अजय कुमार 25 IDSR साहब
जय श्रीमान नायब संजय मंडल 25 IDSR श्रीमान मैं बिहार का श्रीमान।
वैसे मुझे कोई खास बात नहीं कहनी है। जम्मू कश्मीर
श्रीमान सुविधा रेखे चतुर्वेदी 25 RDSR सिग्नल रेजिमेंट श्रीमान बनारस
जैन साहब नाइट सुविधा अजय कुमार 25 IDSR साहब
जय श्रीमान नायब संजय मंडल 25 IDSR
Expecting to hear from the Defence Minister any moment now. He is in fact in Rajouri interacting with the soldiers, boosting their morale. Remember, we are talking about this horrific attack that has taken place. The operation is underway and 5 jawans have been martyred. This in Jammu's Rajouri sector. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reviewing the situation and meeting with the jawans, boosting their morale.
संजय मंडल 25 IDSR श्रीमान।
Meanwhile, 2 terrorists have also been killed in twin encounters, in 2 separate encounters, one in Rajouri, the second one in Baramulla. Sunil Ji Bhatt is there getting us all the details. Sunil, as far as this particular encounter is concerned, it continues, is what you've been telling us, this particular operation that the army have launched to, in fact, neutralize terrorists in this area of Rajouri where 5 jawans were martyred.
Absolutely, Sneha. The operation is still on, and today the security forces got a major success. One terrorist was successfully neutralized by the security forces, while another terrorist has been injured. So the operation is still on. The security forces have surrounded this entire mountain stretch on all 4 sides, and Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police and CRPF are working in close coordination. And meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has reached Rajouri and he is chairing an important security related meeting. He is being briefed about this anti-terror operation by the local commanders here. Army Chief General Manoj Pande is also there. So this shows that government is taking this matter very seriously. And remember, Sneha, we have lost 5 of our brave hearts. Those 5 army personnel belonged to Army's elite special forces. They were para-commandos. So it's a huge loss to the nation. And taking note of all this, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh along with Army Chief General Manoj Pande have landed in Rajouri. They are chairing an important meeting and they are being briefed about this entire operation by the local army commanders. And we have learned that top officials from the Jammu and Kashmir Police as well as from the civil administration are also participating in this meeting. So as far as this operation is concerned, it's still on, but terrain is a major challenge, as I have been saying it time and again, that this particular region is not an easy area to operate in. So that is why it is taking time for security forces to neutralize the terrorists. But this morning, one terrorist was neutralized while another was injured. So the security forces are trying their level best to ensure that all terrorists who are hiding in the forest belt of Kandi in Rajouri district are neutralized as soon as possible. But weather is also compounding the problems of the security forces here. Earlier today, it rained cats and dogs here, so it became difficult for even us to report from that particular site. So you can understand the kind of difficulties the security forces are facing. I will once again show you the pictures of this entire stretch. There you see, Sneha, the snow-clad mountains, and adjacent to that mountain is Kesri Hill, where this fierce encounter is on. And what we have learned from our sources is that 3 to 4 terrorists are hiding there. One has been neutralized while hunt is on for the rest of the terrorists.
Right.
So it's a very challenging operation, but the security forces are working round the clock as far as this entire anti-terror operation is concerned.
All
Sneha,
right.
back to you.
I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us up to speed with that, Sunil Ji Bhatt, with that detailed report from Rajouri. It's a wrap on this bulletin. Thank you for watching India Today. For news and updates, log on to our website. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Weekend programming continues on the other side. Thanks for watching.
You are watching India Today.
केरला स्टोरी की इन दिनों काफी चर्चा है।
दिस इज अ ग्लोबल एजेंडा। हमारे एक्स चीफ मिनिस्टर ने बोला है कि अगले 20 साल में केरला इस्लामिक स्टेट बन जाएगा।
The Kerala Story, a film on alleged conversions and recruitment of terrorists to ISIS from the southern state, makes an entry in the Karnataka election campaign.
हम 48 गर्ल्स में से 7 क्रिश्चियन हैं, बाकी हिंदू हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a rally in Ballari claimed the movie unmasks the terror plot in Kerala.
आतंकी साजिश पर बनी फिल्म केरला स्टोरी, कहते हैं केरला स्टोरी सिर्फ एक राज्य में हुई आतंकवादियों की छद्म नीतियों की साजिशों पर आधारित है।
Prime Minister Modi's statement has come as a breather to the filmmakers who have been criticized for claiming in their trailers that 32,000 women converted to Islam and joined the ISIS from Kerala. Faced with massive outrage in Kerala and on the internet, the filmmakers subsequently dropped the claim and changed the figure 32,000 to 3.
We did not make any controversial film. The subject of forced conversion has nothing to do with any religion, any state, or any culture, any community of this country. Honorable Prime Minister's acceptance and the cognizance, I am sure, and also the Kerala High Court's final verdict, I am sure this controversy will be over.
The film that released on Friday also got a reprieve from the Kerala High Court, which refused to impose a ban on the movie. The filmmakers assured the court that they will carry a disclaimer saying the movie is a fiction inspired by true events. Protests against the movie, however, continue in Kerala. The Kerala Story was listed to be screened at Kochi's Lulu and Centre Square Mall, but the shows were cancelled. Theatres have dropped the movies from their listing in most districts of the state. Meanwhile, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan broke his silence on the Kerala Story. Chief Minister Vijayan tweeted pictures of him handing over the keys of houses built for the homeless under his government's life mission, calling it the real Kerala Story. The political showdown over the Kerala Story is far from over. Bureau Report, India Today.
Do you remember how we've always cribbed about there being no real competition to Apple's iPad? Why is the iPad Pro or even the iPad Air with M2 the gold standard when we're talking about tablet devices? Well, it turns out that Android never really upped their game. But one particular manufacturer, OnePlus, seems to have entered the fray with an absolute blockbuster of a device. I can't believe I'm saying this because we've been waiting for this sort of a push from one of the Android guys And spoiler alert, the OnePlus Pad has gotten a lot of things right. And we're going to tell you a lot more about it in this review on Tech Today. You know how we usually do the unboxing on Unbox Today? I thought let's do it in reverse. So we give you a verdict right at the end. I already told you that this is a spectacular blockbuster from the OnePlus stables. And yes, we are impressed. Now you get a 128 GB storage along with 8 gigs of RAM, and then you get a 12 GB RAM with 256 GB of storage. Well, the inexpensive of those two is 38,000, and this one, the high-end one, is 40,000 rupees. So I think it's a no-brainer. The amount you'd spend on cloud space is what you're getting with this particular device. Well, now that we've told you all about the price, let's also tell you that it looks amazing. And we'll get to the software and the user experience in a bit, but this device busts the myth that Android tablets can't be as good as an iPad or a Windows device. Absolutely mind-blowing in terms of design. It does look like an iPad in many aspects, but it is oddly reminiscent of what OnePlus did with smartphones when they launched their first device so many years ago. I hope and truly hope that they're doing it with tablets now. Now, a little bit more about the specs of this particular device. So the device comes with an 11.6-inch display, and when you use the device, you realize that this is a buttery smooth display, even more than the iPad Pro. At 144 Hz, this is so silky smooth to use. It feels like a very premium device, but it is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity chipset and a flagship Android device, which is great with multitasking. Look, Google and Android have not done enough. This comes with Android 13, but until Google I/O in a few days, we don't know what they're doing with their tablet ecosystem. But it's good to know that OnePlus has taken the initiative, and with many nifty hacks, like this multitasking feature, or some of the other things that they've done with gesture control, there is some of the good things from the legacy OnePlus ecosystem coupled with a tablet experience. Even using this keyboard, it feels just like my iPad in terms of how the keyboard, well, how this actually fits on the keyboard. It comes out seamlessly, and the best part about this device is something that Samsung and Apple have not gotten right for so many years, and for that this deserves a special award in a special category, which is the placement of the camera. Some Windows devices did manage to do this. What they did was place two cameras, but then it gets very confusing. Now, I've shown this to you very often before, that when you're using a Apple device, the camera is here. So if you're using it as maybe your Zoom call or a FaceTime call, and you've kept the tablet in this position, you will then realize that you're always looking away from the people that you're speaking to. So it looks like you're cross-eyed over there. The camera placement is spot on over here. It also comes with center focus, so you're always at the center of the frame. It's an 8-megapixel camera, and it gets the job done. Well, the fact that the camera is placed here instead of here, as opposed to an iPad or a Samsung device, is such a small incremental change. I think it's high time that the established players figured this out, and look at how this makes so much more sense. I'm looking at you as the attendee of the Zoom call, paying you the right amount of respect that I should, as opposed to me talking to you now, and it looks so weird, right? This is an absolute game changer, and it's high time the others catch up as well. You want to put it back into, well, PC mode, and there you go. It's snapped on in an instant. The touch is incredibly responsive, and then of course, it is quite a good multitasker with some of the features that I just showed you. Now, it's good to see that you have this sort of multitasking experience on a device which is flagship, but then you're not shelling out 60,000 rupees like a Samsung tab. You're getting it for much cheaper, and honestly, the experience is almost as good as any device. Can you compare this to an iPad Air? Well, if you're going feature by feature, I think this does a very good job, and it'll be neck and neck. The issue is not that it's easy to recommend the OnePlus Pad. The OnePlus Pad is great in its own right. Well, the issue is an age-old one, which happens to be an Android tablet, and the systemic issues with the user experience, which are quite refined on iPad OS, and it's still a long way to go unless Sundar Pichai announces something blockbuster at Google I/O. You have to stay tuned to Tech Today for that particular conference. Also, visit techtoday.in for all the updates from that mega developers conference and so much more happening in the world of tech. what I was trying to tell you is that if you do log into the Google Play Store and download an app, I cannot and nobody can guarantee what that experience will be like.